Continuing relaunch week, here is our investigation into Facebook's advertising platform and how easy it is to game, which we launched late last year. Let us know what you think and don't forget to like and share. What follows is a story of Facebook's advertising platform, deceit, and the potential de-anonymization of hundreds of innocent people. In 2012, then Cambridge doctoral candidate Mikhail Kaczynski discovered a correlation between Facebook likes and psychographics after a personality quiz his department made went viral. The millions of people that responded made up the largest dataset of this kind ever to be collected. And it is from there that Kaczynski and his team realized they were able to evaluate a person more accurately than one of their work colleagues based on 10 Facebook likes alone. It may seem obvious to some that likes reveal certain aspects of your identity. For example, liking a page called I'm African American and Proud would likely give away my ethnicity. But also liking a combination of other pages such as road trips and bonfires will give away your ethnicity too without you knowing it. Kaczynski quickly became aware of the dangers of his research and began publishing warnings alongside his work. And when a representative of a big data political campaigning company approached Kaczynski and asked to access his research database, he declined. Despite his warnings, psychometric profiling has become a huge industry that looks set to dominate future political campaigning. Companies like Cambridge Analytica and Aggregate IQ are the main players in using big data to attempt to swing elections, both of which many have credited as the orchestrators of Brexit and Trump's unlikely victories. This has prompted some people to be concerned about their possible ability to target and unwittingly influence voters on social media. So much so that the UK's Information Commissioner has launched a formal inquiry. But the Information Commissioner's inquiry is only looking into large companies that are psychometric profiling on a huge scale, using Facebook advertising in order to influence elections. It's not just their ability to influence that's worrying, but also their ability to target and identify individuals en masse. What the Information Commissioner should be looking into is how easy it is to replicate this on a small scale and with a limited budget. We know because we've discovered over the last few months ways of finding and identifying people using only Facebook advertising. The first step was to create a fake company website and Facebook page. We then bought thousands of fake Facebook likes to make our company page look legitimate. Facebook also lets you backdate posts. So we posted up some articles and some pictures and backdated them to 2016 to make it look like the page had been active for months, when in fact it had only been alive for a few weeks. Now that our website and Facebook page was ready, we set about creating our Facebook adverts. Facebook's advertising platform, which is called Insights, lets you target people based on the pages they like, their interests, behaviour on Facebook, and some key demographics like age and location. We then took Kaczynski's research, which says that you can predict key demographics based on the pages they like, and tailored our adverts accordingly. We opted to focus on two important demographics, race and sexuality. We chose these two because they're easier to verify than someone's IQ or their parents' relationship status. Next, we created and boosted several different posts, each one targeted at a specific demographic. There was nothing extraordinary about these posts, and it wasn't the content that was targeted but the audience, thanks to the tools Facebook Insights has to offer. We then set a $15 advertising budget for each post and submitted them for review. Despite our fake page gaining 5,000 likes in a matter of a few hours, being a day old, clearly targeting specific minority groups and having backdated posts, Facebook still approved the advert. In total, 1,200 people interacted with our advert. We then set about going through those likes and comments to further verify that they were part of the target demographic groups. We did this by poring over their Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and general internet sleuthing. This might seem like a small number, but the response rate was fairly average for our budget size. If we were a large company or a political campaign with a specific agenda and a billionaire backer at our disposal, just spending $1.5 million may get responses in the hundreds of thousands. So how accurate was our targeting? We found that for the race demographic, the response rate to our race advert was 76% accurate. And for the sexuality advert, the response rate was 79% accurate. So we managed to accurately target and identify people based on their race and sexuality with a small budget, thanks to Facebook's powerful advertising platform and a fake company. The concept of profiling isn't new. The advertising industry has always practiced it, but it's never been this intimate, and marketers have never had access to personal information that you probably don't want made public. We sat down with Professor Kaczynski and asked him why this could potentially be a powerful weapon.
One of the promises of behavioral marketing is that a company that does the marketing will never share with the marketers detailed information of the people who are being targeted. But there's one problem with that, which is that it's in fact impossible not to share this information. Because if I, as a marketing company, choose to target my advert only at females, or maybe only at liberal people, or maybe only at gay people, anyone who later clicks on the link that I was targeting at them and comes to my website or my online store or comes to my event in the offline world, any person that basically reacts to an advert that is specifically targeted at a given group must be a member of this group, which basically means that in the context of behavioral marketing, there is no way of actually protecting the privacy of people who are being targeted. And I think that the experiment that has been conducted here is a great example illustrating that.
Facebook likes to give the impression that it's open and transparent about how your data is used by advertisers and whoever else. But the reality is much more complicated. The danger isn't just large companies who want to influence people, but also small organizations like ourselves or anyone with an agenda who can set this up in a short amount of time and with a tiny budget, which in today's political climate can pose a threat to hate crime targets. No matter how much Facebook attempts to be transparent, you'll never not be marketable. Yes, you can stop liking pages that unintentionally give away your identity, but you can't remove your behaviors, which is your activity on Facebook that's always being monitored. This is Facebook's core business model, advertising, which is why it's easy to set up a fake page and run practically any advert. The system can easily be used to dupe people with fake news, influence them with psychographic profiling, and it can even be used to track people down based on information they don't want made public. I've been Jen McGregor, this has been Point, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. There has never been a more important time to support independent media and investigative journalism. So if you like the work we do, then subscribe to our channel, send us tips, and most importantly, if you can, pledge to our Patreon and help keep us going and keep us uncovering these stories. Cheers.